Nkosi sikeleli Afrika, maluphakanyisa uphondo lwayo, izwa imithandazo yethu. Nkosi sikelela thina lusapho lwayo, woza moya, woza moya, woza moya, woza moya, woza moya, oyingcwele. Nkosi sikelela thina lusapho lwayo, morena boloka setšhaba sa heso, o fedise dintwa le matshwenyego, o se boloke setšhaba sa heso, setšhaba sa South Africa, South Africa. Die blauw van onze hemel, die diepte van ons je. Waar ons eeuwige gebertes, waar die kranse antwoord gee. Sound the call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and enjoy freedom in the universe, our home. God has indeed blessed Africa. Papa Ute, Your Excellencies, Your Majesties, my kings, my queens, leaders of our traditional land, and all people in our land, Africans, and in particular South Africa. This is indeed a day of 8th February 2024, and I, as the incumbent 6th President of the Republic, deliver the State of the Nation address to all of you. It is indeed true that the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, Act 108 of 1996, is the supreme law of the Republic. Law or conduct inconsistent with it is invalid, and the obligations imposed by it must be fulfilled. At Section 237 of the Constitution, it is obligated that all constitutional obligations must be performed diligently and without delay. It is diligence and without delay in which I uphold, defend, and respect the Constitution as the supreme law of the Republic, and promote the unity of the nation and that which will advance the Republic as head of the state, head of the national executive, and commander-in-chief of the South African National Defence Force. Members of the South African National Defence Force, you have all pledged to serve and defend the country and its people in accordance with the Constitution and the law, and with honor, dignity, courage, and integrity. Today, on the 8th of February 2024, I command all members of the Defence Force who are true to their oath of office to act in terms of Section 35 of the Constitution and the law at Section 40 of the Criminal Procedure Act and arrest Batamela Cyril Ramaphosa, arrest Thandi Modise, arrest Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula, arrest the Secretary for Defense, arrest the incumbent Chief of Defense, General Rodzani Mapwanya, and his predecessor, General Solishoke, arrest the Chief of the South African Navy, Vice Admiral Mondelo Besi, and his predecessor, Vice Admiral Samuel Hlongwane, and arrest Rear Admiral Mhlana, Rear Admiral Mkhonto, Rear Admiral Fore, and Rear Admiral Nkomonde. You will understand it to be true that the rest of the people shall come out of the papers that were actively engaged in making sure that my salary is stopped arbitrarily or without just cause, without me being granted my rights as an accused person, as enshrined in terms of Section 35(3) of the Constitution. The incumbent Chief Justice Raymond Zondo and the former Chief Justice Mogoeng must also be arrested. That you will understand it to be true that these particular people have broken the law. And we cannot be in a position where we desert our duty as the member of the South African National Defence Force, because desertion is a violation of Section 13 of the Military Discipline Code, which explicitly sets out that when you desert your duty while in active service, you shall be convicted to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 20 years. And when you desert your duty in any event or in any other time, you shall be convicted to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 10 years. That is why I say to all of you that I hold a permanent commission in a rank of a lieutenant commander, and I understand the explicit meaning of permanent, and I am not deserting my duty. You shall not be slaves to go and salute a person that does not uphold the law. A salute from a military personnel salutes the people that follow the law. They do not salute the people that violate the law. The people that violate the law, they go directly to jail. Good people, we are tired of living in a reality where we think that we do not know the applicable meanings of terms. We are tired where we sit in a reality where people think that we do not know English and then we cannot speak it. We are tired to understand it to be true that all 62 million of you, when each and every time you are saying, let us live and struggle or strive for freedom in national prayer, you are violating the applicable terms at Section 9(2) of the Constitution. I say this knowing that all members of the Parliament are obligated in terms of Section 44(4) of the Constitution to act in accordance with the Constitution and the law. So there is nothing that is out of context that I'm saying to you, because all of you, before you became members of Parliament, you took an oath of office. And understand it to be true that by arresting the incumbent Cyril Ramaphosa and all other people that have been mentioned, that have been charged in terms of a case number 364/1/2024, registered on 20 January 2024 at Harare Police Station. You will understand it to be true that we shall in 48 hours appear in the Constitutional Court, where you would know it to be true that that is the relevant authority to prosecute the incumbent president for such matters. Good people, understand it to be true that the President of the Supreme Court of Appeal shall be the person presiding as the incumbent Chief Justice when the Chief Justice is being tried. You will find that particular truth at Section 47 of the Superior Courts Act. I am not playing games here. I am defending each and every term of the law, and I want the law to be followed by all people. Good people of the Republic of South Africa, understand it to be true that this particular reality is the state of our nation. You are not going to be sitting in a reality where you are saluting people that do not follow the law. Members of the Defence Force, uphold your pledge of office. That is all I'm asking you. And understand, if you cannot believe it, Google Section 9(2) of the Constitution and ask yourself, as an individual who is learned, who has a cell phone, to say, hey, am I right when I say to God, let me live and struggle for freedom? Am I right when I do that? It is not right. It is wrong at all cost. So, good people, pending the hearing of the case of case number 364/1/2024 that was registered at Harare Police Station, I am the incumbent 6th president, and then the reality that you will witness today in Parliament is a reality of people who do not follow the law, is the reality of people who do not respect the law, is the reality of the people who want you to act in conflict with the Constitution and the law. Members of the Defence Force, I come to all of you and free your mind. Members of the Police Service, I come to all of you and free your mind. Members of the Hawks, I come to all of you and free your mind. Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, all he has done was to run away and just only produce a lot of media reports, but did not come in terms of Section 34 of the Constitution and the law at Section 101 of the Defense Act. You must understand that to be the truth. And the truth is such that when you fail to obey the applicable terms of the Constitution, you go to law. You go to jail. And now the reality is that all people that are in jail must come out of jail. If you see members of the South African National Defence Force saluting in 21-gun salute Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa. It is not a joke that I am the one who's supposed to be saluted and then opening the parliament that will be ran by military discipline, and you would understand it to be true that the 6th parliament will cease to before expiry of its term in terms of section 50 of the Constitution as a result of the removal of the president on the grounds of a serious violation of the Constitution or the law, serious misconduct, or inability to perform the functions of office. Bagaetsho, ke kopa gore le nkutlwelele sentle. Ga ke le kopa gore lo tlhaloganye gore ke modisa wa molao. Ke disa molao o tsereng bo abuti ba lona le bo ausi ba lona wa ba isa kgolegelong. Ke nna le sole, ga ke le solanka. Ke itumella go le itsise gore se ke se dirang se sotlhe se mo molaong. Ra itse ba botlhe gore ga motho o tshwerwe or ga motho o tlhokofaditswe o ya ko maponeseng o bula case. Ga o fetsa go bula case, maponesa tshwantse a ile go tshwara motho o mo muletseng case, and then motho o muletseng case o tshwanetse a tlhagelle ko khoto, lo eno tlhagelle ko khoto le fetse dilo. Yaanong batho ba bang ba ipoleletse gore ba tlo go le dira makgoba. Go bollo ke dula mo mokhukhung ba gaetso batho ba modimo mo kaeletša ka kwano. Ke mo mokhukhung go bollo ke le server ke le defender jana. La o ka lebella kwa godimo kwa ke mokhukhu. Go ntse jalo. So ke batla gore o tlhaloganye nnete e leng gore the reality that we are facing is that of lawlessness. And people want to impose the money, or no, we've got money, we can spend 65 million on taxpayers' money and then make sure that we show you that we do not follow the law. Members of the South African National Defence Force, you must understand it to be true that all that I am saying to you all is the truth. Lieutenant General Mbata, you cannot say that you are the chief of the South African Army, but you do not serve and defend your country and its people in accordance with the Constitution and the law. You can't say that. You can't say, hey, I avoided Mangolele. I heard he said a video about me, but I'm avoiding him. I want to go and salute Ramaphosa, who do not want to follow Section 9.2 of the Constitution, who is leading all my people, including my children, to say to God in national prayer, let us live and struggle for freedom. That reality comes to an end today. You will make sure that the members of the South African Army arrests the incumbent 5th President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa and brings him to charge. You must be structured and managed as a disciplined military force that knows that everyone is equal before the law. Don't deviate from your mandate and say, hey, I am the chief of the army, na Lieutenant General Mbata, and then I will not listen to Mangolele when he tells me that the Constitution is in terms of Section 2 of the Constitution, the supreme law of the Republic. I will not listen to that guy. They say he's crazy, so when is your manual crazy? Are you happy to see members of the South African National Defence Force on parade standing to attention, listening to the code of conduct when it's being read, to read that I pledge to serve and defend my country and its people in accordance with the Constitution and the law, but the reality that you are giving them is that is inconsistent with the obligations imposed by the Constitution and the law? You can't be proud of yourself, Lieutenant General Mbata. That also goes to you, Lieutenant General Wiseman Mbambo as the Chief of the Air Force. That also goes to you, Lieutenant General Peter Mapaha as the Surgeon General. I am talking to you as a human being here. And I am saying, be faithful to the Republic. Be faithful to your oath of office. Matamela promised everybody that he will be faithful and apply law to all people alike. Why is the law not applying to me and my children? Why are you happy to wake up every day and go to work and say, hey, Nah, I am not going to serve and defend Lieutenant Commander Mangolele. I am not going to serve and defend Nico Mangolele. I am not going to serve and defend Aluta Songelwa. I am not going to serve and defend my country and its people in accordance with the Constitution and the law. I am going to serve a person that is causing all 62 million people to struggle. Stop it. And come back to reality. The reality is such that our country requires leadership, and a sound leadership, where words do have meaning. The history that you are recording as Lieutenant General Mbata is that you don't know the meaning of 24 hours and what is to meet a person who's telling you that my phone number is 0848359161. You just don't know that one. You don't know that I am talking to you in terms of Section 16 of the Constitution. You just don't know that way. Please stop it. Stop it. Stop it and understand that you serve and defend the country and its people in accordance with the Constitution and the law. And you must do so with honor. Where is honor in avoiding a person that is requesting you to do your job? Where is dignity in leaving a subordinate and ill-treating a subordinate in rank? Where is courage in making sure that people that follow you do not follow you, seeing you serving and defending the country in accordance with the Constitution and the law? Where is integrity if you do not want to fix the mistakes of the past? Let us be true to one another. Let us hold true the reality of our country and its people. Let us understand that our country and its people require us. And I must understand, as you must understand, that to lead people is to serve people. It's not to control people. I am not controlling anybody when I'm asking them to say to God in national prayer, let us live and enjoy freedom in the universe, our home. I am not controlling them. I am empowering them for generations to come. So you cannot carry on and be proud and say, yeah, I was in parliament. I saluted President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa. And then I ignored the 6th President, Lieutenant Commander Sylvester Volane Madala Mangolele. Because I do not know the meaning of Section 83. And I do not know that those constitutional obligations must be performed diligently and without delay. You must know. It's hot in this Mukuku. I'm in a Mukuku. I live in a Mukuku, a commander, a president in a Mukuku, and I'm very happy. At Mpolwe. You understand? Good people, I am true. And as I am true, this time, it did not bopper itself. I bopper it. I did it in service and defense of all of you. And you need to understand that particular reality that I am without food. You need to understand that particular reality that I understand that 65 million or more has been spent for you to parade and salute the person who does not follow the law. Salute a person who sees you as a slave, who says your brother who is not working must earn 350 per month. What is 350 per month? How much is meal? How much is 2 liters of fish oil? How much is onion? How much is tamati? How much is a loaf of bread every day? How much is water? How much is cold drink or sweet aid? How much is sugar? You add all of those things, you don't even get to 350, you are more. And you are saying that you are saluting this man who sees you as a slave, who wants you to remain a slave, and then who ensures that Lieutenant Commander Mangolele is ignored. When Lieutenant Commander Mangolele comes and say, please fulfill the obligations imposed in terms of Section 7.2 to respect, protect, promote, and fulfill the rights in the Bill of Rights, you just say, the president does not want that. The president does not want that, but this president is the person who wrote the law. I am true when I say all prisoners must come out of jail. I shall explain that particular context in later course when I answer all these particular questions to a media briefing that is called urgently. And you will understand it to be true that members of the South African National Defence Force, I require your service and I require your defence as security of the Republic, and ensure that we live and enjoy freedom, because we have lots of work to do. The kings, the queens, you are the sovereign owners of the land. I respect all of you, and I call upon all of you to come in common cause and understand that our land requires our leadership in common cause. And that particular leadership, it starts with us ensuring that each and every person says to God in national prayer, let us live and enjoy freedom in the universe, our home. And you will see that freedom will come for you to start saying, Mara man. You know, the bank says it owns the land, but the bank found the land here. How does the bank own the land that it found there? And then that particular freedom will be discussed in terms of Section 34 of the Constitution, and we will come to the resolution that is equal and common to all, where all shall share, and all shall not go to bed hungry, and all shall be equal in harmony. We shall only differ with our respective skills and our respective contribution to the promotion and achievement of African unity at all levels and at all times. For I cannot do what you can do, as much as you cannot do what I can do. I cannot father your children. I cannot make children for you. You make your own children. You father your own children. I am just there in common cause to ensure that all your children and their children's children for generations to come say to God in national prayer, let us live and enjoy freedom. This story of us not understanding the words that we are saying in our mouths must come to an end. Umkhonto wesizwe, you are a new political party that is formulated, and then that is closer to the applicability and the operationality of the military. The Honorable Jacob Zuma, I call upon you to support me financially and support all those particular things that I must do to ensure that the same justice that you have received in the Constitutional Court is the same justice that the incumbent 5th President Matamela receives. He must go to jail for life for making sure that our children and their children's children are being taught to say to God, let us live and struggle for freedom. That is a simple thing. I know there are many things. I just only want you to see Section 9.2. Ask Advocate Dalimpofu. He will tell you that Section 9.2 obligates that equality includes the full and equal enjoyment of all rights and freedoms. And to live and struggle, strive or attempt for freedom in South Africa, our land, is law or conduct that is inconsistent with the Constitution. That is the truth. And that particular reality is a serious violation of the Constitution or the law. It's a serious misconduct, and the inability to change and constantly refusing, no, we don't want to listen to Mangolele, no, uyapambana, no, write newspapers about him, and newspapers don't go to Mangolele and ask him what is he saying exactly. No, I want you to say to God in national prayer, let us live and strive. Hey, people, stop it. When you say let us, you include me as well. You include my children as well. You include everybody. You are not saying let me live and strive for freedom. You are saying let us. That is the state of our nation today. Our nation shall move from the paradigm shift of slavery, and we break these particular chains. And I do this in service and defense of my country and its people in accordance with the Constitution and the law, and with honor, dignity, courage, and integrity, without false evidence appearing real. understand it to be true that I am human and have a duty, as it is written at Article 29 of the African Charter and on human and people's rights. Good people, Africa is awake today. Africa is all of you. Africa, to unite is not to fight. Africa, we do not need any other foreign investors in our land. Africa, we only need to understand that all of us are equal before the law. Africa, we also know that when we do not know something, we are powerful enough to find out and actually learn the truth. Africa, it doesn't benefit any one of our ancestors for one African brother to be killing another African brother in promoting the reality that is perpetuated by the people from outside Africa. Africans are everywhere in the universe. And I speak to all those particular Africans and say to all of you, arise, shine, for thy light has come. I am that particular light that is shining for all of you to live and enjoy freedom in the universe, our home. I'm not confining anybody into the borders of South Africa. I am saying to everybody, anywhere your mind can think of, it is there where you must live and enjoy freedom. We will do this in peace, for it is indeed true that Section 198 of the Constitution delineates national security that I have told you about. Many of you think that I did not know the things that I was saying. Many of you believe the lies that you have been told, and I ask you to man up. I ask all soldiers, when you listen to that 21-gun salute, think of this particular speech, and then understand that that which you must see there is Lieutenant Commander Sylvester Volane Madala Mangolele, and I am right here in Cape Town. I am only waiting for all more than 62 million of you to acknowledge me and understand that I am your leader. I did not choose this position. It chose me. I did not choose to be the one telling you, let us live and enjoy freedom. It chose me. I did not choose for people to put my things on the streets and then take me or align me with our forefathers in the 1913 Land Act. That chose me. I did not choose for my children to be taken away as if I am a slave that is working elsewhere, and then my children are taken somewhere else where I cannot even call them or contact them. Such a reality chose me. And with God-given duties and abilities, I am able to solve it for all of you to live and enjoy freedom. I am not complaining about my particular problems. I am complaining in common cause that all of us do pray to God. It doesn't matter whether it's Jesus, the Honorable Allah, the Honorable Muhammad, Buddha, ancestors, or any other God that or any other person may conceive that particular God to be. The reality is such that when you pray, you do pray to God. And you cannot be finding yourself asking God to let you live and struggle for freedom. Nalo mchita lo bazothi uGod wakho awuzabe ngekho grant. You know what, continue. God also has a responsibility to you. Just like a court also has a responsibility to ensure that it assists the person that is not represented. So when you're not represented, make a covenant with your God to say, God, please, when I say something maybe that does not favor me and then it disturbs your logic, please talk to me. Talk to me through the voice of Lieutenant Commander Sylvester Volane Madala Mangolele as the incumbent 6th president, acting in terms of Section 4 of the Constitution to proclaim, to determine by proclamation the replacement of the terms "let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land," to be replaced with the terms "let us live and enjoy freedom in the universe, our home." And the addition of Woza Moya be introduced in the national anthem, for it is the spirit that drives Africa. Africa is a spirit and is full of the spirit of Ubuntu, the spirit of oneness, the spirit of togetherness. It is that spirit that Satan took away from our prayer that was original. I am not representing my interests here. I am representing the interests of the people, my country, my children, and every other person that is African, black or white. This is the truth. You are suffering. Even the rich people are suffering like nobody else's business. They cry every day as if, hey, it is because of the original sin. The original sin was you saying to God, let us live and struggle for freedom. Now God has indeed blessed Africa, and understand this to be true. Papa Ote.